Welcome to the webinar on building new revenue streams with Canpango. And thank you for taking the time today to learn more about Canpango and our service and product offerings. I'm Lance Anderson, Chairman and co-founder of Canpango. With me today is Scott Bickley, Relationship Manager in charge of our Intelisys partnership. Our goal with the webinar today is for you to walk away understanding what we do and what services and products we offer, how these services and products can help your clients grow their business, how you can make money working with Canpango, what to look for in identifying possible opportunities for our products and services, and how to reach out to us when you do identify a possible opportunity. As we go through the presentation, please send any questions you have for us in the Q&A section provided via Zoom, and we will make sure to answer those at the end of the presentation. If we don't get to your question today, we'll be sure to reach out later with an answer. We'll also be sending around a recording of the webinar, so keep an eye on your email for it. I'm going to get us started today with a little bit of information about Canpango, and then I'll turn it over to Scott to go over all the details of what we do. We formed Canpango in December of 2015 through the acquisition of a very small business with about 7 employees and a handful of customers. Today, we have more than 70 employees, over 800 customers, and offices in Milwaukee, which is our headquarters, Chicago, Indianapolis, New York, London, and South Africa. We've completed more than 1,000 projects around the globe, helping companies with their digital transformation initiatives, with a heavy focus on Salesforce CRM and marketing automation work. We work with companies of all sizes, from the largest global household names to small early-stage startups, and across all industries. We're excited to be partnering with Intelisys to bring our services and products to you. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Scott.
Thanks, Lance. First caveat to get out there, obviously, if anything with my accent doesn't come across quite so well, be sure to fire that question in and we can cover that off. So, Canpango. Canpango, we help companies develop and execute their digital transformation and cloud strategies. So what does that actually mean? We believe it to be the seamless integration of your customers' digital technology. We aim to deliver great value to your customers and drive their return on investment through their technology investment. This only works if we're choosing the right technology solutions, and this is where we excel in Canpango. So in reality, what does that look like? Just showing you here a number of different elements that we work through. Customer relationship management, or CRMs. Obviously, there are a number of them out there. We work predominantly with Salesforce. It's the #1 leading CRM in the marketplace. Enterprise resource planning, ERP systems. Again, you'll hear these. You'll be working with these already through your customer base, I'm sure. Business process management is an area of great importance at the moment. Product lifecycle management and workflow automation technology. Again, hot topics in terms of how do we drive products to market. E-commerce solutions. Obviously, the world is moving towards a e-commerce solution platform, away from perhaps the storefront. Marketing automation and services. Here, we're really looking at how do we stand out from the crowd. You know, from those emails that come through every day, how do we help our customers achieve the return on that investment and see where they're maximizing their efforts. Cloud security and risk analysis, for obvious reasons. As more and more businesses being pushed to the cloud, we need to make sure that we're secure and that data is being protected. And finally, really, integrations, data migration, and custom development. This is where we really get the benefit from using a range of different applications, making sure that we are treating the data that we perhaps have in a number of different sources very carefully, to integrate it into one place where we can use it the most effectively. And then not just simply using an out-of-the-box product, customizing it and helping your customers get what they actually want from the technology that they're using. At Canpango, we really value relationships. Experience has taught us that the best results come from working closely with you and with your customers. Every project, large or small, has a team of experts working hand in hand through every step of the process with both you and your customers, depending on the level of involvement you require. This is how we help you achieve a tool that's fit for purpose and deliver business aims, ultimately driving return on investment. The way that we go through our digital transformation process really is following the steps that you will see on the screen, working with current processes, reviewing best practices, producing roadmaps, helping customers evaluate and select the solutions and products that they want. Once that has been done, it's really a case of designing and implementing the required solutions, training and support, and then communication. That's the way that we see a true return on investment. There's a lot of words on a page here, so forgive me for that, but I think we've probably covered off a large portion of the digital transformation area here and how that works. I wanted to just spend a few moments just talking through the Salesforce services that we work with. Now, some of your customers may well be using Salesforce already. Some of them may be working still with spreadsheets coming off of QuickBooks and all those kind of solutions. We work very closely in all elements there in terms of helping people migrate from having nothing to having something that isn't quite working properly to having the ultimate aim. So Service Cloud, Sales Cloud, Pardot for marketing automation. You know, these are elements really where we are strong. This is where we excel. I touched a little on custom development and the security review process. There's some buzzwords on here really in terms of what can be achieved. We have teams of folk that really are about making that user experience something that is valued. And if it's valued, then you have buy-in across the organization, and then it starts to be used and be at its most effective. Marketing automation, marketing services, again, touched on that briefly, but really it's about standing out in a crowd. How do you get your message in front of as many people as possible in an effective way so you can track the success of that message? And standing out from the crowd, as I say, isn't easy with everybody's inbox being flooded with marketing emails. And then really ongoing Salesforce administrative support and support on all of our services. This is something really that drives long-term revenue for you as a partner. And it really, the ultimate aim here is that hiring a team of professionals on a monthly retainer to solve problems is significantly cheaper than employing somebody, paying them a salary, and then making sure that they are always fully certified and on top of all of the releases and developments. So Salesforce, the world's #1 customer relationship management platform. I think we all know who Salesforce are. That they're #1 for a reason. We love Salesforce and the way it transforms customers, the impact that it has on their businesses. It's something that really we feel very strongly about. We've been a consulting partner with Salesforce for over 5 years. In that time, we've completed over 800 individual configurations, integrations, and to use an English word, bespoke or custom solutions for them. We're happy to work with organizations of all sizes with Salesforce, from 2 or 3 individuals working through Salesforce trying to maximize the output, through to large multinational organizations spanning the globe. We have experience working across that whole range, and we enjoy working with people of all different sizes and shapes. So what can Salesforce do for your clients? How can we help? We implement, we run health checks, organizational cleanups. So if your customer's already using Salesforce, we can help them maximize it. We can work through process re-engineering, best practices, offer recommendations in terms of products, the way that the solution is being currently delivered, ultimately drive reporting, dashboards, and really turn Salesforce into a tool to drive return on investment. And that's a theme really that's going to run through this whole presentation. Data migration we talked about. How do we get the data from a range of different sources all in one place? How do we make it clean and usable? Again, areas where we excel in terms of what we do on a day-to-day basis. Application integration. You want to have all of those tools in one place so that you can, again, drive the return on investment because you've got visibility. Custom development, we've touched on, and as we have with the ongoing administration. So that's Salesforce. We have another great opportunity for our sales partners, Work Relay. Work Relay excels when you need to extend the complexity of tasks. It's built natively in Salesforce, and we believe simply it's a business process management tool that extends capabilities and helps you get more out of Salesforce. Covers the four main pillars: process management, project management, task management, and resource management. And although there are products out there in the marketplace, we haven't seen anything that compares in terms of its ability to deliver against a customer's needs. As process flexibility and complexity increases beyond the capabilities of a standard Salesforce application, this is really where we see Work Relay excelling. And I have a case study which I'm going to talk through a little later, but really it's a tool that optimizes what the effectiveness can be and really helps to build those workflow management needs for you. Okay, so in terms of tools, that's what's in our hamper. All sounds great. So how do we identify the opportunities? When is the right time to call Canpango, to get in contact with me to start identifying how we can support you? We pride ourselves on being very honest and being very direct with our advice. If we can help, we will. If we feel that there is an area of support that we can give, we will absolutely work closely with you. But at the same time, if it's not the right avenue for us, we'll be very clear about that. So I guess what I would say is that in any instance, reach out, connect with me, and we'll talk through an opportunity and whether we can assist you in delivering it. But really, we need to be thinking about assisting you in these following areas. And I'll leave this slide up for a little while for you just to take a look through that. But often we hear people with CRMs that are not running at full capacity. They use different CRMs and are not getting what they want out of them. They already have Salesforce, but they don't feel that it's achieving their business goals. Typically what can happen there is that they'll start with Salesforce, the business will grow, the organizational objectives may change, and the CRM just isn't simply delivering what they want. So we go back in and we can re-engineer that. As mentioned before, a number of people that we talk to don't even have a CRM. So if you're hearing people talk about their challenges, about how to connect and better manage their social marketing efforts, their sales process, their processes are broken or disjointed, it seems terribly complex to run through their processes. They want streamlining and efficiencies. These are all areas where we are very much suited and ready to help you. I've also covered off on their data security and AWS issues. I know a lot of you will be working with AWS currently. We simply come in and assist you with a review of the systems, procedures, and policies that your customers work with, and make suggestions and work very closely with you in terms of product selection coming out of that. All right, that's a lot of talk about how great we are and what we do. Let's really start talking through now some of the stories of our customers, how they're using Canpango services, how they're using what we do on a day-to-day basis, and how we're helping them achieve their business goals. So this first slide here talks about digital transformation. It's a big subject matter area. And here we're working with a major international organization who have CRM, ERP, and e-commerce challenges. Before we could really begin to start building a solution, we realized quickly that we had to work with them on a discovery phase to really understand what was happening within their organization because of the size and complexity of everything. So dealing with a paid discovery session, working very closely with their business, we were able to ascertain the right solution and work very closely with them to deliver that solution for them. This resulted in redesigning their CRM and then working very closely, evaluating and selecting ERP solutions and e-commerce solutions, and effectively quarterbacking this whole solution for them, this whole process for them. The initial revenue, as you can see, is significant and will grow and exceed over $2 million once we're through the end of the process. It's a long, ongoing scenario. So this is a good idea of a larger client who we are currently working with. The second story I'm proud to announce is one of our first Intelisys deals. And so your peers are already working with us, generating deals, and we're generating revenue for them. This implementation product was really about understanding how a CRM could benefit this organization. They hadn't contacted Salesforce, or they weren't in negotiation with any CRM suppliers at that point. So we really worked very closely with them to help specify exactly what solution they needed, then took them hand in hand to Salesforce and helped guide them through the process, negotiating discounts with them, and really helping them achieve what they were looking for on their business goals. We mapped out the sales and operational process with them to streamline, to improve efficiency, because we don't typically want to automate what you are already doing. We want to talk about how can we make this better? How can we help you achieve a better process? That's done through best case scenarios, recommendations. We then implement, and with this particular organization, we are running an ongoing administrator process with them. So really it's that initial discovery plus second, third phases, and then obviously the administrator on top of that. So it's a three-phased scenario in terms of fees. Marketing automation for our next case study here. Again, here we're looking at really growing revenue through better client engagement, helping this organization quantify and close leads, have a higher conversion rate. This is all done through technology, recommending and implementing the right solution, assisting them with the customer to develop their automated email campaigns, and this is then tailored based on the customer actions. So we're constantly evolving and working with them on this, perform testing and landing pages to drive leads and close leads, and then obviously helping them to report so they can understand where the return on investment is. The project setup costs were around $15,000, but monthly recurring revenue is really where we will drive the goal here, as that is set at around $12,000 a month. Work Relay we talked about, but coming back to Work Relay here, again, this is a fantastic product that we're working with one of the largest national home improvement retailers to help them overcome and deal with issues or challenges that they had with their vendor management team. They were working with an outdated IBM system that was no longer capable of delivering against their goals. So we went in, we helped with discovery, identify the right solution, develop new process flows with them, as again, it's not a case of automating what you've got, it's a case of making things better, and then build reporting around that to help with the solution. So the customer saw this as a huge success and are now looking to move that and expand it outside of just vendor management into other elements of their business. Revenue-wise, this is a great project. $100,000 setup on licenses every year, and then obviously implementation was a fairly significant number. All right, so there you go. There's some examples of what we do. Customers who are using it today, the types of revenue streams that I briefly touched on, but really, how do you get paid on this? Why is it important for you to be thinking Canpango when you're talking through with your customers? A brief chart here. So first thing to note, digital transformation consulting. This really, we work on fixed bids, we work on time and materials here. An average project is going to be around $50,000. That can grow exponentially in terms of the project itself. It's a great one to bring us in on if you have a customer that's unsure of what they're looking to do. They kind of see what the end goal is, but don't know how to get there. We will certainly work very closely with you and assist you in achieving that. Salesforce. With Salesforce, there is a revenue opportunity on professional services. Salesforce don't resell licenses through any third party or through any organization. They sell the license and then ask organizations like us to work with their customers to implement, to set up the services for them. So we don't have any revenue opportunity on licensing, but it's on the ProServe. And again, you know, this is potentially could be recurring revenue as we initially work through that first discovery and implementation, and then any phases that come after that, your revenue is counted against that on an ongoing basis. The monthly recurring revenue on administrative services has a huge potential. Again, you know, it's more cost effective to bring us in on a monthly basis to work through admin services with your customers than for them to hire, train, and payroll individuals themselves. They're hard to find. Good Salesforce folk are not easily available. And we pride ourselves on finding these individuals and taking care of them so that we don't lose them. Work Relay, on the other hand, is a product that does offer licensing revenue opportunities. There are annual recurring revenues there that, again, depending on the size of organization, can be vast. I think I indicated with the home improvement store what we were looking at annually for them, but we work with smaller organizations as well. The ProServe on Work Relay also is very competitive in terms of how we go there. Some of the projects perhaps don't go quite as high as the Salesforce projects, but ultimately the deal that we have with Intelisys is at 20%. I know that you guys all have your own individual deals there, but just to give you that indication that everything that we do through Intelisys will be at that same revenue, be that licensing where we can, and ProServe, as well as the admin services. Okay, so you've probably heard enough of the Englishman. So thank you for listening to me run through those elements there. I believe that we are really unique to your channel. I don't believe that there are other people within your network that offer the kind of services and products that we do. So we're about helping you to achieve, drive better revenue from your customer base. That's done through offering them different products and services and really helping to build customer loyalty and retaining them, because your customers typically will be using these services. They might as well use them through you via us moving forward. So with that, thanks again for listening, and I'll open the floor up for questions, Lance.
Yeah, hey Scott, we had a couple of questions come in. The first one being, does Canpango handle integrations between Salesforce and unified communication solutions? And the answer to that is yes. We actually are engaged in 2 transactions right now that came in through Intelisys partners, where we will be integrating Salesforce into their unified communication solutions. We have several employees on our team that have extensive telecom backgrounds, and so that's a space that we're very capable in, and we like to play in, and we understand how to do that. And given what you guys do in your customer base, we expect to see a lot of that type of transaction. Another question, if I think I have a customer you can help, when should I engage the Canpango team? And the answer is as soon as possible. It's never too early. In fact, we oftentimes will get involved even before you've reached out to your customer to help you craft the message, a list of questions to ask, how best to approach them to gauge their interest. So it's never too early for us to get involved. We love to help you with a client. So, because if you win, we all win. And so we want to get involved as early as possible. How do I submit a lead or get a quote? It's as simple as you can either email Scott or call Scott, or email me or call me, and we'll get that lead registered right away. As far as getting a quote, for professional services, getting a quote's a little more complicated than with a product. To get you pricing on a deal, we need to scope how much work needs to be done, and that always starts with a conversation with your client. And so we'd like to get on the phone with you and your client as early as possible, talk to about what it is they want to achieve, what they're looking to do. If they've already bought Salesforce, we can jump in and talk about how we can help them make it work better for their business. If they haven't purchased Salesforce licenses yet, we can help them navigate their relationship with Salesforce and typically end up saving them some money on the licensing purchase. But we will go through a process with Salesforce and with your client on getting them license quotes, and then we will put together a statement of work and give them a pricing proposal on getting that system implemented for them. Well, if a deal closes with my customer in Canpango, when do I get paid? You get paid when we get paid. And so for like the first example on the digital transformation project, where Scott said the first phase was $600,000, but it was going to grow to over $2 million. That's the type of transaction that you'll get paid throughout that entire period. For each payment that we get from the client, we're going to pay the percentage through to Intelisys, and then they'll pass that percentage on to you. And we pay that in the month that we get paid is when we pay that money to Intelisys. And then the last question was, do you assign dedicated teams for each consulting project? If so, what resources are included on the team? The answer is yes, and it can always consist of a senior consultant who's going to lead that project. And then we'll have a business analyst involved. We'll have a project manager involved. We'll have what we call a solution architect, who is the individual that takes the business requirements and translates that into technical language for whatever work we have to do. And then we'll have a implementation specialist that will configure the systems that we're working with. And then depending on whether or not the project has custom development, we'll have a developer involved. But we've got a whole team of people working together to make sure we have a successful project for your client. And with that, that's the list of questions we had. Doesn't look like any more are coming in. So once again, we thank you for your time. Please don't hesitate to reach out to Scott or me with any questions or with potential opportunities. And we look forward to working with you. Thank you.